Hey guys, this is Here and welcome to PHP tutorial number 34. In this tutorial we're going to be covering limiting query results in a select query. So go ahead and open up MySQL console, and we're just going to first select a database, of course, and then I'm going to type select last name and first name from users, okay? And there we get a bunch of results. Now, what if we don't want all these results all at once? What if we only want 3 at a time, let's say? Well, we can limit these results by simply adding on to the end of our query, after the from and then the table name, you just type the keyword limit, and then you type the number of rows you want to limit the query to return. And so I'm just going to choose 3, and if I run this now, you can see we only get the first 3 results in the table, okay? And if I run it with 5, and a semicolon there, we get the first 5 results in the table, whereas there are 7, and here we get 3, whereas there are 7 again. So that's the first type of limit query in MySQL. Now the second type of the second way of limiting results is to give a range. So you could say from 0 to, or no, not from 0, because if you're going from 0 to something, you might as well just put that number, because it's pretty much the same thing. So I'm going to do from the second query, which would be 1, because of that 0 offset, to the fourth query, so number 3. Well, I'll put a space in between as well. And if I run that, you can see, if I just go up to the very first query, the first one is Fenton Chris, and the first one in here is 12 Vasib, and if we go back up, the second one is 12 Vasib. That's because we limited it to start from 1, which is the second position, to 3, so it gets second position, third position, fourth position. So if we go back up to the top, we can see second position, third position, fourth position, exactly the same. So, using a bit more PHP programming in a script, what we would be able to do then is what's called paginating results, which rather than, for instance, I just recently put it on my website. If we just go to that quickly, I'll just show you a demo. And tutorials link. You can see here, once it loads, there we go. We've got a fairly large amount of numbers, and this is called paginating, where if you have more than a certain number which you supply, then it goes over several pages, okay? And you can, so here, for instance, where I've allowed the user to select the number of results to show on the page, that would be a variable storing that number, and then I'd say limit from the current finish. So for instance, if the current finish is, if I hover over this, it's not showing me on the status bar thingy, but if I go to it, we can see, whoops, okay, how do I explain this? Okay, so the start, basically the way we would do it is we'd have a start and a size, and those are the only 2 variables we need to worry about for the moment. So when you click here, you get plus 10 onto the start, because we're only showing 10, and the way it finds out how many to add on is by the size, which changes if I press here. You can see now the size is 20. I know now it's at the end of the query. That's because when I was programming the page, it got a bit mucked up and I didn't, do it all one way. So anyway, that's what paginating is, and we can do it using the limit command in MySQL. Anyways guys, that concludes the tutorial.